Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to episode 8 of Minecraft, the Betweenlands. Hello, everyone. It's very spoopy outside, as you can see over my shoulder there. It is a red sky event. These are a bit of a rare event, beyond the fact that it's very much raining, and it's very much lightning out there. This is a red sky event. They are somewhat rare. They happen every now and again. They're kind of interesting in the fact that they tend to make a lot of the different swamp hags spawn a lot more often, and they also do a bit more damage. You can see one right there off in the distance, and there's a few around. There's another one right there just above my crosshair. This is how I was able to get a bunch of the slimy bones that I got previously for making the bone tools and bone armor, was during one of these red sky events. And I was seeing when I was doing some, just grinding and cooking and stuff off camera, that this one was starting up. So I'm like, okay, let me hold off on doing any more off camera work so you all will be able to see what happens during it. Not a lot. It's mostly, again, just, red sky, kind of spoopy sound effects. And again, the swamp hags spawning more often, doing a bit more damage. But again, it is very good for getting access to plenty of slimy bones. These swamp hags are kind of like zombies. They're the Betweenlands version of zombies. They'll path to you pretty good. They drop some useful materials, aka the slimy bones. They do have rare chances of dropping other things, like just very small chances. As you can see, there's a bunch of them around me right now, so I'm actually going to go ahead and farm them up a little bit while they're here. Might as well take advantage of said event. Ow! Okay. Gonna back off for a second. Don't want to die to these guys. That would be very bad. But yeah, like I said, saw this when I was just cooking some food, smoking some meats and such. I'm like, okay, I will go ahead and wait to do anything else until you all can see this and see what kind of, fight they give. He's got a green gem. There we go. Okay. That's all of those ones. Have a bite of some snail flesh. A couple balls of sap here just to get my decay back. But yes, like I said, I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. Today we're going to be doing a fair amount of digging. Once we're done kind of farming these guys for a bit. I do want to try and dig down, not super deep, but at least a good bit deeper. Try and get access to some more ores, if possible. We're not running super low on Sumerite or Octine, but I am running, oh, hello. It's worm time here. Okay then. Sure, we'll go ahead and go with worm time as well as the swamp hags. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, so making sure we keep everything in sight here. Don't want to get surprised behind us. Will certainly be very helpful for keeping my supply of slimy bones up and going. We got a shallow breath as well. Yeah, these events can vary how long they last. Sometimes it's like 5 minutes, sometimes it's 10 minutes. It varies. And while it's not too big of a deal when you're above ground, it can be a very big deal underground, especially the farther down you are underground. The harder it is to see. The Betweenlands fog effects kind of just keeps getting worse and worse the farther down you get. Kind of like the old school bedrock fog that used to happen a ton in earlier versions of Minecraft. Let's see. Let's actually switch over to my crab sticks for the moment, just to get the healing going. There we go. Okay. Worm pit still here. Oh, hello, naked mole rat. Okay, hi. Oh, it's called a crypt crawler. Interesting. I remember those guys. I have not fought them in a very long time. Crypt crawlers. So, pretty much naked mole rats. But they are found a lot. Oh boy. Okay, we're gonna back off, because that is something I honestly don't know if I'm prepared to fight, to be 100% honest with you. Especially with a white being right here. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna watch a little bit of a battle here. So what we have is this swamp hag right here has a white that is joined with it. That's where that white kind of sparkle effect around it is. And those little white fireflies coming off of it is the white joining with attacking. Yeah. So that is a very, very dangerous combination. Hi, Chiramaw. Because it empowers the swamp hag to have a ranged attack that can do a very large amount of damage very fast. So I want to keep these guys like very... Oh, he actually killed the... This episode's popping off. Okay, then. But yeah, you can see the range of that particle effect that is happening around the swamp hag. I'm trying to stay out of its reach. I think I'm technically hitting the white that is around the swamp hag. But yeah, that firefly... Okay, good. Oh. Like I said, this episode is really popping off. So yeah, you don't want to be having that happen when you are underground and are unable to see, like, where the swamp hag is, where the little effects are going, because that can kill you very quickly. Even with good armor, I've had times back when playing SevTech where I was playing not, you know, I was wearing like not endgame armor, but pretty darn good armor, and it was still enough to kill me very fast. Checking my foods real quick. Oh, yeah. So, again, something that you really don't want to mess with until you are very much geared up for combat. Okay. That was a bit of a surprise. Also, a bit of a surprise at the moment is it looks like we can collect wisps. Very cool. I do very much plan on going down and doing some mining today, but I guess I might as well... Ow! Hi, Chiramaw. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me to look up. I appreciate it. I guess I might as well go ahead and collect a few wisps while I'm here. I do plan on using some wisps for decorations, And there's a few recipes that you can actually use that include wisps as ingredients. There's a drinkable brew that takes a wisp as an ingredient. There is there's a couple things. Oh, hi crab. I see you crabbing your way towards me. Yeah, there's a bunch of crabs over there I'm not too worried about at the moment. Oh. But yes, like I said, my big plans for today are to go ahead and kind of dig downwards for a while, getting access to some better materials, or at least getting closer to having access to better materials. Not running super low on things, but also don't want to get to the point where we're running super low on things. Okay. I think that's good for the moment. Let me go ahead and head back to starter base just to do the thing that I was originally intending to do at the very beginning of the episode before it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna go fight for a minute, and that turns into, what, about 10 minutes or so. Believe me, not complaining, just, oh, I'm sorry. Little dude here making some music. I want to leave him alone. I'm gonna move along. Don't want to disturb his song. But yeah, so not a lot has changed here inside Center Base. I've swapped out the smoker for the steeping pot just because I wanted to go ahead and make some more of the nettle soups just to have them on hand because have been farming up some lurkers and filtering some water to get more lurker skins, so I'll be able to make another pouch in just a second here. Let me go ahead and dilute a little bit. Mob drops. Have ores. There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and make ourselves another lurker skin pouch. I've gotten more silk because of using up more of the pheromone thoraxes that I've been getting. So let's go ahead. I believe we have enough to make another full-size pouch, so let's do that. So that's 9. We've got 18. We've got 27 and 36. Perfect. That's the largest size pouch. That's the one we have. 9, 18, 27, and 36. Perfect. So definitely don't have enough skin yet to make another large pouch, but we're getting there. I'll do some more hunting off camera. Speaking of said lurker skin pouch, one nice thing that you can do with it, we'll go ahead and unequip the one that I currently have. I'm just kind of using this as my mobile base backpack, for lack of a better term. I've got all my ammunition, extra weapons, spare food, things like that. Shift right click lets you name it. So we're just going to call this one mobile base pouch. There we go. We'll go ahead and re-equip it. Mobile base pouch. There we go. Now we can't have more than one equipped, but that's fine. This just gives us extra inventory for free. But we will go ahead and name this one as well. Let's see. Which one do we want to call this? We'll just call this Misc Blocks pouch. So I'm going to end up having an extra 3 pouches along the side here. One's going to be for blocks, one's going to be for like mob drops, and then one's going to be for organics. So, you know, when I have to go out and get a ton of plants and stuff with the shears, I'll just be able to shove it all in these pouches and be able to stay out a lot longer before having to come home to dilute. So for right now, that's one extra pouch in addition to my mobile base pouch. And the nice thing is you can actually see the name up top. So very useful. Okay. Let's see. Inventory is pretty clear. Go ahead and do that. I've got plenty of torches, plenty of ladders. I do believe it's time for us to head over to where we've been digging down, and I would like to continue digging down. Now that we've been able to survive that attack pretty well. A lot of stuff attacking all at once, but again, I'm definitely happy to get the slimy bones. I don't have enough octine yet to be really using octine for tools. The octine is definitely better than the slimy bone for tools. It's effectively the iron tier of tools. But I don't quite have enough to be able to keep that going fully. So I'm just using the slimy bone as much as possible. But later on, once I get access to Valenite, I'll be able to keep that going for a long while, because Valenite is essentially the diamond tier stuff. Beyond that, once I get access to life crystals, that will allow me to just heal up the equipment whenever I need to. At that point, I'll probably end up having like two... at that point, I'll end up having 2 bits of, or 2 of each piece of equipment with me. Just to be able to swap out whenever one starts getting kind of low. And then once both of them are low, I'll head back to base and just repair them. The caves are pretty much as we left them. The only thing I did off camera is go and get the different ores that I could see in like areas that I'd previously lit up. I have not lit up any new areas. Let's see. Yeah, this is a little cross point here. Yeah, I've not lit up any new areas yet. I want to kind of keep exploring to be on camera as much as I can. Just in case I end up seeing something kind of new, I want you all to be able to see it for the first time with me as well. I do kind of want to go ahead and, for the moment, enclose this little mine shaft here that I'm creating. I want to have a way, obviously, to access outside of it, but I also kind of just want to go ahead and continue digging downwards. Like, exploring these caves is good. It's going to get me access to some more materials, but I also want to kind of get closer to like the pitstone layer, which is the bottommost area. Start getting closer to being able to have access to Valenite. Start being able to find life crystals. Because there's definitely going to be some times where I absolutely have to have the best armor that I can to be able to be safe. So we'll do some more caving of, you know, currently lit areas extending outwards later on. But for now, I just want to continue digging downwards. So let's go ahead and do such things. If I come across any other caves as we go, I'll go ahead. Let's actually do this. Let's put a block here. That way, when I'm going down the ladder, I can get off at that point and be able to go continuing caving. Oh, well, we have a hole here. So we're going to have to be a little careful. Don't want to fall and take a bunch of damage. Let's continue the ladder. Boop, boop. This would not be a bad time for having one of the mods that lets you place blocks straight below another block. But I currently don't have that mod installed into this mod pack. So, alright. Let's eat a bowl of sap. And then we're going to shield. And then immediately look around Make sure no enemies are coming after us. Okay. We're safe for the second. We're gonna place torch. And we're going to build up. Go. Kind of relying on my crab cakes at the moment to be my primary food, just because it can be rather dangerous down here. Let's put a torch here. And let's get the ladder well going. Main thing I got to be careful of is like some infestations crawling up and falling on top of me, doing their contact damage in addition to poisoning me. That is the biggest concern. Okay, crab cakes, crab sticks are doing all right. Let's go ahead and fill in this area just to prevent enemies from like really crawling up this way. Doot. Give us a bit of a lip here. Okay. What do we got around? We've got some more sulfur there. Very nice. It's my torch. Put a light this way. Yeah, we got some more slimy bone ore. Very good. Okay, so back here is pretty safe. Oh, we got some more Sumerite. Awesome sauce. Definitely take more Sumerite. That is greatly appreciated. Again, not running super low, but don't want to take the chance. And every chance we have to get double ore from it, I'm very much taking. Yeah, we'll grab a little bit of this sulfur as well. I do plan on brewing up at least one more drinkable brew towards the end of this episode, just to try it. And my main issue at the moment with the drinkable brews, it mainly extends to the fact that because you have to clean off the because you have to clean off the essentially the tea bag, the silk bundle, every time, it costs you one. It essentially costs you one sulfur to make each brew. Now, yes, you get 4 servings of each brew, but the fact that it does cost you 1 sulfur each time does make for, there we go, it to be not a super great food. They're okay. They definitely have their uses, and we'll explore more of those uses as we go. Alright. Do I want to continue digging? Let's see. And remove this block. Go. Let's see what we've got over in this direction here. Being very careful. Oh, okay, this just loops around to there. Gotcha. And I see something above me. Again, don't want something to fall on my head here. So yeah, this is basically just another way down to here that I've already explored. Oh, rock guy. Rock guy right there. Okay, don't want rock guy to fall on my head, please and thank you. Definitely don't want to get crushed by rock guy here. So yeah, I've technically been kind of down here. Because of that torch there, I came probably that way and went down. So I'll be able to get that Sumerite later. Oh, hi, infestation. Okay, they're all gone. Good. Thank you for the pheromone thoraxes. Swap over to frog legs for the moment. Okay. Let's put this torch right here. We'll make our doorway kind of right here. Because we're going to be digging in this square here, yes. Alright. That will give us our way back through here. And it's time to explore this little spot. But for now, we'll continue digging downwards. Again, if possible, I would like to try and approach the pitstone layer and see what we can find. Let's grab our ladders. Yeah, the main reason I'm kind of creating a bit of a seal, like I said, I don't want there to be like an infestation to come roll on top of me and kill me. That would be very bad, especially on hardcore mode. Alright, well, we have another opening down here, sure. These caves are very Swiss cheesy, but that's alright. Torch. Place a torch, see what we can see, which is a whole heck of a lot of nothing because of the fog here at this depth. Got a bunch of lichen around, which will be good. We're going to need that for some of the aspect stuff. Excuse me. Boop. I'll grab some more of these pebbles. Got it. I think that's the majority of this cave. At least this part of this cave. We do have a way up here. Alright, this continues on. Let's see what we got. A little bit of sulfur there. Some dirt. Can't see a darn thing. Oh, got an infestation. That's fine. Shoot some rocks at it. Go. All right. That worked quite well. Durability is good. Number of rocks are good. Go ahead and grab some more of these pebbles since they're here. Free ammunition is very appreciated. We've got ourselves a tunnel heading downwards. And that's the end of the tunnel. Okay, cool. That's fine. Again, we will definitely do some more exploring another day. I just want to continue digging downwards. But I will grab the pebbles for free ammunition. Let's put a torch here. And put a torch there. Alright, back to it. I'll be very happy when I get a night vision type effect to be able to... Ah, infestation there. Okay, backing off a second. It's gonna crawl along the wall to me, just like that. Get rid of the bugs that are on me. Go, so we're not taking as much poison damage. Right. Bugs. There we go. I believe we're safe. Okay, food is good. Ball of sap. And continue on. To our hole. Okay. We are going to block this up for right now. Not fully, but just enough to keep our head safe should something decide to spawn in this area and then come after us. And further down we go. We're currently at Y73. So we do have a good ways to go before we hit, you know, bedrock-ish. There is one mod that I had meant to add as part of the mod pack beforehand. I just didn't, and I forgot. 100% I forgot. And I don't know if I can add it, like, in the middle of playing, especially with the terrain already... Okay, we got another cave here. I don't know if I can add it kind of as the game is being played, because terrain has already been generated. But it's basically a mod that smooths out the generation of bedrock. Because I am not the greatest of fans of having bedrock being like super jagged and not being able to access like several layers because of the way bedrock spawns. So I know there are a good few mods that essentially just makes bedrock be a single layer at the very bottom of the world, you know, Y1. And then that's it. That's all the bedrock. You have one layer of bedrock, and then don't try to dig past that because you will fall out of the world. And I honestly meant to add something, you know, a mod that does that, because there are several. I meant to add a mod that does that to this mod pack as part of testing. I just forgot, and I do apologize. What I may end up doing someday, a lot of hangers, is if I kind of release this mod pack for others to be able to play on, I'll probably go ahead and test a few different versions of mods that do that effect, and then say, okay, this is the one that I would be using in this mod pack had I installed it ahead of time. Just because I do like the aesthetic of having one layer of just one layer of bedrock, and then not having a ton of, well, there's a bunch of ore here, but you can't get to it because it's between all these bedrock layers. So you better hope you have some way to like dig around this block and then be able to get access to this, or you bet. Octine! We found some octine! Or be able to, you know, try and glitch your way through the bedrock and such. I see something coming towards me. Where you at? I see you trying to path towards me. There you are. Do the jumps. Jumps to get rid of the bugs. There you are. Quickly eat the foods. Good. Sit here for a moment to regen. Got a fair amount of sulfur here, which is very nice. That's very appreciated. Frog legs are still good. Cool. We've got some octine ore. There is some octine ore. But yeah, so what I'll probably end up doing, like I said, is if I end up releasing this mod pack for you all to play with. To say that there's much to the mod pack is, you know, there's honestly not much that I've added. It's simply the mod itself, journey maps, and a few other things. But if I ever did do that, I would probably test a few of those types of mods that, like I said, basically smooth out the bedrock, and then say, okay, this is the one that I would recommend for this mod pack. If you're going to do this and you want to be able to play with just a smooth level of bedrock, there you go. Go ahead and switch back to my smoked crab stick for the moment, because I have a feeling there's a few more infestations that are just kind of lingering around. I do ooh, slamabone. Got some more slamabone ore here. Very good. Pop a torch. Let's put a torch right there. See what we can see. As is with trying to make sure you don't have a creeper drop down on your head, I'm trying to make sure I don't have an infestation drop down on my head. But we're good for the moment. We do have another pathway up here. Let's go ahead, open that up. Put some of these spare pebbles in there so we can keep grabbing these ones. There we go. Oop. Thank you for the pebbles. If I can find some more octine, that'll be very much appreciated. Octine or ceremerite, either way. Okay, you are still above me, but you are pathing around toward. You're attempting to path around towards me. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Yeah, the little icon on that red thing is still showing that it's either above or below me. So I am trying to be somewhat careful. It is trying to get to me, most definitely. But it can't quite reach me yet. Oh, that one does. That one got there. All right, more pheromone thoraxes. Thank you. I appreciate. More slimy bone. I appreciate. A lot of sulfur around here. A lot of sulfur. That's going to be good for... Thank you. It's going to be good for cleaning tools off and such. Okay. Nothing above me in the digging tunnel here. All right, I think we're safe to try and continue digging downwards. Tools are good. All right. Moving on. Making sure we hold shift as always when digging down in Minecraft. You know, rule 1, never dig straight down. Rule 2, never dig straight up. So that's why I tend to dig in this 2x2 block pattern. there is always the chance. There's always the chance of even if you're digging in a 2x2 of the one that you happen to be standing on being the one that is the open space underneath it, which is why I do tend to like stand right here on the center point. But because I'm creating a ladder well down, that does mean that I'm going to be on the ladder the majority of the time when standing here, and it means it's going to take a lot longer to break through the blocks. So that is why I am standing off to the side and then digging down like this. Oh, hi there. Okay, well, that was the infestation that was coming after me. We'll eat a crab stick. Get off my screen, you darn bugs. There we go. Woof. But I see pitstone. Yeah, this rock right here, this kind of seam of a rock in between the betweenstone, that is pitstone. And there will be an advancement for digging down to the pitstone layer. So, of course, we're being very careful here. Don't want to get blasted by something as we are digging safely downwards. Or at least attempting to dig safely downwards. Let us get some breathing room right here. There we go. And we'll probably go out this way here. Actually, let's put ladders here. There we go. And then a torch. And see what we see. Right. Boop. Not much. Hey, octane. We do have something trying to path to us. More octane in the ceiling there. Very nice. You are at our level and you're an infestation. Get the bugs off the screen. There we go. Oof. Crab stick. Oop. Come on. Clear off. There we go. Okay. We're good. Can I combine these two picks yet? Gotta be pretty close. Yes. Perfect. Brand new pickaxe. Got some more slimy bone ore. Very nice. Got some more octane. Very, very nice. Ooh, I'm hearing some spooky noises. Yeah, as you can tell, the octane ore actually emits light. So you will want to be a little careful when mining it that you don't, like, completely make the area around you dark. That could be very bad. We have a stalactite. Those are just little decorative blocks. They unfortunately don't break into anything. Regretfully. But yes, that is... Let's see. That is pitstone right there. And I definitely don't want to fall into this spot. You are definitely pathing to me. Yep, there's an infestation down there. So it's probably going to crawl up the wall momentarily. There we go. Got it. Cool. Got the pheromone thorax. Got 14 of them, so that's a fair amount at the moment. It's very nice. Okay. Don't want to fall down there. So we're actually going to create a little bridge right here. just to make it so we don't accidentally stumble our way down. Make it nice and wide, just to be on the safe side. There we go. Okay. Heading across here for the moment. We have something heading... It's heading right towards us! That is going to be another infestation. Yep, there it is. Right. Come back. It's going to come across just like that. Okay. Rid of that. There we go. Again, I must apologize ahead of time for the kind of frantic movements and, you know, clicky-clacky of keyboard and such when fighting the infestations. It's the only way to get the little boogers off the screen, so that I don't continuously take poison damage. So I do apologize, said in advance, for that sound, you know, of me squishing the keyboard and such, but it is somewhat necessary to be able to fight these guys correctly. You are up above. You're trying to path to me. And then there's something that's way above me up there. It's moving around much faster. That's moving around very fast compared to an infestation, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. We are going to keep an eye out for it, though. Right. More torches down so we can hopefully see. Speaking of torches, I am running slightly low on torches. Probably head back to starter base in a moment and make some more. Let's see. Grab some more rocks. Torch here. That looks like a dead end, so that's appreciated. There we go. All right. Making some good headway here. Very nice. There's a hole right there. And I think whatever is trying to path to us is trying to get to or through. I definitely don't want to fall down there. Let's actually, since we are running spooky noises, since we are running a bit low on torches, let's get back to our ladder well. We can find our way to it. I think I've gone slightly around it. I hear you creeping around. Let's actually do this. Since we can, it's going to be right here. Ta-da! Just break right into our own ladder well here. That works. Okay. Let's up we get, deloot a little bit, and most importantly make some more ladders and torches, and then we'll head back to it. It's been a pretty profitable dig so far, which is nice. Had a bit of an interesting fight at the beginning there, seeing that peat mummy spawn all of a sudden. That was very much not expected. Zoom out a little bit. We'll ignore the white. There's started. Actually, no, the white's coming for us, so we'll go ahead and take it out. Ow. There we go. Extra white heart is always appreciated. You chomping on the fish over there? That's alright. Lurker's munching on some fish. Another fish over there. Lurker's chasing it. It is too bad they changed the way items spawn. At the very least, certain items spawn. Because one of the things that I used to do quite often back in SevTech, in the Betweenlands, is I would just boat around the big open water areas, and there would be a ton of angler meat back when the anglerfish dropped meat. I would just boat around the big open water areas collecting all of the meat, because the what ended up happening is the lurkers would fight the anglers, and the anglers would fight the lurkers. Ooh, excuse me. They would damage each other, and just up floating on top of the water would be a ton of angler meat. There'd be a ton of the firefly wings. There'd be a good amount of lurker skins, because the anglers would eventually do enough damage to the lurkers to kill them. And yeah, you would just find a ton of drops just floating on top of the water. So just boat around and collect a bunch of goodies. Oops, wrong one. That one. Haven't found anywhere near as much of that in here. Also, I don't think beyond like the lurker killing the dragonfly, I haven't seen any times where the enemies will, when killing each other, drop anything. Well, actually, correction to that. If the big lickitung guys kill the crabs or the snails, I do see the snail drops, like the snail shells and meat. So I guess honestly, I think it's mostly because the anglerfish don't have drops anymore beyond just the angler tooth. Yeah, the angler tooth. That's why I'm not seeing like a ton of... Then again, I really haven't gone to the big open water, like ocean type areas. So that makes sense. But we're going to go ahead and smelt up this stuff here. It looks like we've gotten a little bit of extra octane from using the limestone flux, which would be very nice. Hey, there we go. That was an extra piece of cerumerite. Very nice. We will definitely take that. Just smelting up our ores. Oh, got 2 from that one. Very good. And let's see how much I get. 4. Perfect. Very nice. That limestone flux coming in quite handy. Again, it's only a chance with every piece, but I'm still perfectly fine for using it. Again, let's go ahead and make some more torches. Don't need a ton, but I just want to kind of refill my stack at the moment. There we go. Let's also go ahead and make some more ladders. Grab some reed rope and refill our stack of ladders. Eventually, when I make the full-on, like the full mining tunnel downwards, ladder well, I'm gonna need a lot more ladders than what I currently have. But for right now, since I'm just putting ladders on one side, I don't need quite so many. Okay. that is all good. I think what I'll probably end up doing in my mobile base pack is I'll probably have an extra stack of torches in there as well, just to be able to make it so I don't have to come back to base to restock my torches. What would I like to do? Only got a few more minutes left in the episode. Let's actually, since we're back here, we didn't quite reach the pitstone level enough to get the advancement, but we're pretty close. I would like to brew up a brew and see what kind of effect it has. If we take a look at the sap ball, the ball of sap, it can actually be brewed with some raw snail flesh and a flathead mushroom into swamp broth. What this one is supposed to do is it's supposed to restore your decay meter. Gives you about 20 seconds of the decay regeneration potion effect. And I'm curious to see how much that does. So let's go ahead and we'll grab a weedwood bucket. Grab some swamp water. We do need to put, you know what? Let's also, since we do have a pretty good amount of silk thread, let's go ahead and make a silk mesh strainer. I do have, I did make previously a bunch of moss mesh strainers, so I do still have to go through those, before I fully switch to the silk one. But I mean, I have enough silk right now, and silk is at the second easy to get, so I might as well go ahead and make one of these on camera, so that way when the time comes that I've used up all of the moss ones. Does this recipe give me anything? Unbreaking and mending. Okay. So yeah, eventually when I get access to enchanting, I'll just enchant this with unbreaking and mending, and then I'll only ever have the one mesh strainer. That's fine. But yes, let's grab a silk bundle. We'll grab a flathead mushroom, and as you can see, I have an absolute ton of snail flesh. Pretty much anytime I go out and like do food hunting, I kill all the snails that I can find just to keep getting, well, A, just to keep getting the snail flesh, because it's good food, and B, to make it so that way we're not like spawn capped with a bunch of just the small creatures. But yes, put that in there. That'll filter through. We'll go ahead and take the silk bundle, flathead mushroom, raw snail flesh, and a ball of sap. Let this filter on. There we go. And yeah. Okay. Put the silk bundle in. Take our shield off for the second. Yeah, that barely used, and that used like 50 durability, so barely anything. It also has 2,000 durability compared to the moss one of having 400, so that's pretty nice. And again, I have plenty enough silk, and I can get plenty enough silk that it's not a big deal for me to now use the silk for it. But we'll make ourselves a nice little brew. Grab some weedwood bowls. And once the brew is done, it's doing a little stir. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. With the dirty silk bundle that needs to be cleaned. Again, this is kind of my biggest drawback for making the silk bundles and doing the brews, is it costs a sulfur every time you make it. But we now have 4 swamp broths. I have a full decay bar, and I'm really interested to see how much just one of these heals. So it looks like it doesn't restore much of any saturation, because if you'll notice, my saturation meter isn't glowing or isn't flashing once I switch to it. So can't rely on it for saturation, but that's okay. Let's put away my sticks. Let's hop into the water. Not drown ourselves, obviously, but sitting here in the water will use up our decay meter. And let's see how much just one of these restores. Say, for the most part, I've been relying on the balls of sap for... Hello, big fish. I want to be able to just capture the fish with a fishing net. Yes, I understand that they added a fishing mini game to be able to catch the fish. Trust me, I get that. But also, if I'm just underwater and I have the net, let me just capture the fish with the net. You know, you can capture fish with buckets in regular Minecraft. Let me capture fish with net in Betweenlands. But that's okay. I will get better at the fishing minigame at some point. There we go. Yeah, I want to get down, like, let's say 5 decay, just to see how much one of these goes. But in any event, what I was saying was, I've been mostly using the balls of sap to handle my decay meter. I will also eat the sap jellos, because they also, you know, they can be eaten when you are not hungry, and they restore 2 decay each. But of course, you do have to be careful about the food sickness with them. So they're good; they are very good, but also you do still have to be mindful. But these brews ignore the food decay or the food sickness mechanic, so you don't have to worry about that. So I want to see how useful this swamp brew is for restoring the decay, compared to like using the sap jellies. Because if nothing else, you get one. Right there, you are going to come attack me, so. There we go. If nothing else, you will get 4 brews per 1 sap ball used, so that might be worth it. But let's see. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and okay. So we went from 5 to 3.5, or excuse me, to 1.5. So we restored 3.5 3.5 decay. Not a ton, but it is technically better than eating a single ball of sap, because it does restore it over time versus being instantaneous. So what I may end up doing is switching to these swamp broths to be my primary restoring my decay meter instead of the sap jellos, but then using the sap jellos for, hey, I am in a heavy area of this is draining a ton of decay very quickly, and it's also draining my hunger very quickly. So I'll have the option of swapping between them as needed. If nothing else, also, it will extend the amounts of use that I get for each ball of sap even further than the sap jello currently does. Because again, it takes 1 ball of sap to make 4 swamp broths. 1 swamp broth restores 3.5 decay. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, plus another 3. So that's roughly 15 full decay that it restores. So very much not bad. That very much makes it more useful for the cost of 1 sulfur, at least in my mind. Again, I'm not really knocking the other brews. We haven't really tried much beyond, the nettle soup and this. But the fact that it does cost 1 soul for each, meh. There needs to be a little bit more to it than just simply restoring the hunger. But that's okay. Again, we are playing around with new to me stuff, which is the whole point of me playing through this mod how I am. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you for going caving with me, getting some more ores, finding some more interesting areas, and getting ever closer to the pitstone layer. I hope you have a good day, and good game.